one of the big issues in 2023. And it was, as you could expect, the farm project in Poway, and then Lifetime Fitness. And, they're the company that wanted to put in that fitness club. And this got so much reaction in Poway, it was crazy. I mean, just to quickly tee it up, this is a former golf course, the Stone Ridge Country Club, and they closed it. The new owner came in, wanted to build condos. It had to go to a public vote to change the zoning from open space recreational for a golf course to, single family homes or some kind of residential zoning. That was because of Prop FF and Poway that required the voters. They were the only ones that could approve any of those changes. And the voters weighed in 2017 and said no. And then he closed, Schlesinger, who owns the property, closed the golf course. Now Kevin McNamara re-entered the picture. They put a new plan forward in 2020. This was approved by the voters, and it was approved. And Kevin McNamara said there will be no changes to the plan that the voters approved. Well, sure enough, here we are. They're doing all the development at the farm. And by the way, it's going gangbusters. Houses have gone up. People are moving in. And Kevin wanted to change the plan for the farm. And he wanted to, go from like a small format fitness club, probably just for the HOA, into a commercial big time operation with Lifetime Fitness. And this riled a lot of people in Poway because there's been so much development going on. And this is one where the public were allowed to weigh in. And, there was a lot of uproar about, putting in this fitness club, which was interesting. On one level, it seems kind of trivial. Like, why are people complaining about a fitness club? Well, the main reasons are, because of the traffic and more people going in and out of the area. But really what it came down to is the people were angry that a vote that was supposed to be locked in was now suddenly potentially being changeable. That, potentially the developer, in this case, Kevin McNamara's company, could just change it unilaterally. And now this has been debated. City council has been weighing in on a lot of this. But here's just some updates from the article. It says construction at the farm at Poway Development has plans for 160 homes and a butterfly farm and community gardens and restaurants. And the development was going all the way through 2023. The $300 million project is scheduled to be mostly completed in the fall of 2024. So what is that? That's like 8 or 9 months away, according to Kevin McNamara. And so, it's amazing the redevelopment that has happened over there. Now, in order for this plan for Lifetime Fitness to go in, the city council has to weigh in and decide, hey, within the scope of the ballot that was passed in 2020, is there wiggle room for the developer to change the plan or not? And then if not, then this potentially would have to go to a vote. And so what they did is they had these public meetings here in Poway with officials from Lifetime Fitness. And there were 2 meetings. I don't know if you attended any of them. I went to one of them, the one that was up at the Lutheran Church, up on Espola. And I'll tell you, it was just a kind of a weird vibe in the room. And I'd imagine the presentation down by City Hall was probably similar because they had officials from Lifetime Fitness there, and they were mostly there, with good intentions just to answer questions and comments from the community. But the questioning was really interesting because people were asking questions like, how big is it? How much noise is there going to be? The pickleball courts, is that going to be loud? What time do you open? What time do you close? How many subscriptions to your fitness club or memberships do you plan to sell? And how much are you selling them for? And there was a lot of this sort of micromanagement of the way Lifetime Fitness wanted to conduct their business. And people were agreeing and disagreeing and everything else. And I'm in the back of the room, I'm thinking, well, in a rational world, Lifetime Fitness would be able to make their own decisions on how they manage their own business. But this is in a weird category because of the vote in 2020 and because the Poway voters said that we're approving it, and the plan was there wasn't going to be any changes to it. So that was a huge story in 2023. And by the way, the homes there are selling for, starting at 1.4 million for a 2291 square foot model to nearly 2.25 million for a 4,600 square foot place. They're still planning on doing the butterfly farm. And I know there's a lot of people that are skeptical of the butterfly farm. They think it's a gimmick. They think it's not going to actually happen. But McNamara has hooked up with the butterfly people out in Leucadia or Encinitas, and they're going to, I think, bringing some of their operation out here to Poway. So this has been a big story. I mean, what do you think about this? If you have a question or a comment, type it in the live chat on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitter.